Hi everyone, Simon Keeling here, Thursday 21st of June. Thanks again for watching. And as always, the site's kept free of charge by you coming back and visiting on a regular basis, and by using the charts that you see on the site too, because every time you see an advert on the site, that generates revenue for us. So the more visits you make, the more revenue we make, and it means that we can keep the site completely free of charge. So thank you again for visiting, and please do tell your friends about what we're doing here. Trying to expand things here, trying to bring in more videos for you, and as the visitor numbers grow, it's entirely something that we can do. So please do keep on coming back. Okay, got some interesting weather taking place during the next few days, and particularly as we go through today into the weekend. We've got rainfall to deal with, and we've also got some really strong winds to deal with as well. So this is the chart for this afternoon. Low pressure dominating across the British Isles, look, centred over the southern parts of Ireland, and notice how that slowly drifts its way northwards overnight tonight. By tomorrow it's positioned through Scotland, some very heavy rain across Scotland, coming down through Northern Ireland and into the northwest of England. But look how close together these isobars are across the southern parts of the country. That means some severe gales to come across southern parts of the country during the course of Friday. And this is the surface wind gust chart. So this chart goes up in 6-hour intervals, and this is valid for 6 o'clock tomorrow morning, so Friday morning. You can see already gusts getting up to 32 miles an hour plus. I actually think these are underplayed somewhat. By midday tomorrow, we're seeing some really strong gusts across the south, coming up to 40 miles an hour through the Channel. Generally 30 miles an hour plus across southern parts of England. And then through the course of tomorrow afternoon, some very strong winds coming through the Irish Sea here. 55 mile an hour gusts, could get up to 60 in some places through the Irish Sea, northwestern parts of England, northern Wales and West Wales during the course of tomorrow afternoon. Elsewhere, more generally, 30 to 40 miles an hour as gusts, and also another zone of very strong winds off northern parts of Scotland too. And then through tomorrow evening, well, we still get left with these very strong winds across England and Wales, gusting up to in excess of 40 miles an hour. And it really isn't until Saturday morning that the strongest of the winds clear away into the North Sea, by which time some very rough seas coming through the North Sea as those winds clear away. And then we do find things fading away as we head in towards the latter part of Saturday. But notice what happens late on Saturday. Look, another area of strong winds coming into the southwest, and more gusts then spreading their way through the country during the course of Sunday morning. These gusts here could get up to 50 miles an hour, even in inland areas through the early hours of Sunday morning as an area of low pressure tracks east. So that's something that you've really got to watch very carefully, because with the trees in full leaf, it could cause some problems. Also, for those of you who are sailing, be aware of that. Don't get caught out by that in the Channel on Sunday. These strong winds going through could well gust up to force 10, even beyond that during the early hours of Sunday morning. So it's just something for you to be watching out for. I mentioned rain as well. Well, that's the other problem that we face at the moment, and this is the rainfall forecast. It's in 3-hourly steps. Let's get to the right point. In 3-hourly steps, and the time is here in the top right hand corner. So this is the rainfall up till 1 o'clock this afternoon, and it's in millimetres. It's in the last 6 hours, and you can see how we've seen totals of 5 and 6 millimetres running up through the Midlands into southern parts of Scotland too. And you'll notice how through this afternoon we find the more persistent rain affecting northern England and Scotland. Bits and pieces of rain further south, particularly for the Welsh Mountains. Another area of rain coming across southern parts of England, tracking its way northwards. But really my main concern is this area of heavy rain that pivots around southern Scotland, northern England and into Northern Ireland through the course of tonight and into tomorrow too, because it kind of gets stuck there, and we get this west-northwesterly feed coming into northwest England, bringing some very wet conditions here. And in fact, if we take a look at the GFS model and look at the rainfall predictions that is making, let me just get those here. This is the total rainfall predicted from the GFS model, and it goes up in 6-hourly steps. So here it is here for the 6 hours up till 7 o'clock this evening. But what I want to take you forward to is focus on that area across northern England, across Scotland, and also across northern parts of Ireland and into Wales too, because just look at these rainfall totals that are building up. This is by midnight Saturday into Sunday. and you can really see some serious totals of rainfall here. Northwest England, northern parts of Wales, the Isle of Man, southwest Scotland. We're looking here at 80 plus millimetres of rain. Now, we do have to treat these model output of rainfall somewhat sceptically, but this is 130 millimetres of rain across the southern uplands and the Lake District. That takes us into the category nearing 4 to 5 inches of rainfall in a very short period of time. So over a matter of just a few days, that could lead to localised flooding in places, something to watch for if you're in these areas. Also across Wales, where the ground is already sodden, of course, we've got up to 70 millimetres of rainfall. Now that's in excess of 2 inches. So again, we need to watch for the risk of some problems here, although I don't think as serious as they were the previous week. So let's get back to our pressure chart then. There's our area of low pressure clearing out the way during the course of Saturday. Now, watch this little area here come through during Saturday afternoon and into Sunday. There it is, look, crossing southern parts of the country, bringing a heavy area of rain across England and Wales and taking strong winds with it for a time during Saturday night into Sunday morning. Now eventually that does clear out the way into Monday, so we should find conditions improving through Monday with the winds becoming more northwesterly, all areas becoming brighter too and drier, just some showers across northern and eastern parts of the country. Now this is where next week, for those of you looking for dry weather, really you need to be making the most of this, because we could get a few days of mainly dry weather during next week, particularly the beginning to middle part of next week. But then a question mark over what happens towards the weekend. There is a chance it could break down, although it may stay dry. I'm leaning towards drier at the moment through into next weekend, and then a big breakdown into the beginning of the week after next. So here's the chart for Tuesday. Bits and pieces of rain for the far south of Ireland, far southwest of England, but majority of the country is dry with sunny spells. As we head in towards Wednesday, so we find 1 or 2 showers developing Wednesday afternoon, but essentially it's dry. We've got some sunny spells around once again. And for Thursday too, an increased risk of some showers coming through during the course of the day on Thursday. 1 or 2 of those could be quite heavy at times, particularly across the north, but the south should be staying drier. And then into Friday, well, you'll notice how low pressure is developing and becoming deeper again towards the north. This is where the question mark over how dry the weather will be really comes in. I think there could be outbreaks of rain through Scotland by the end of the week and into next weekend, but I'm hopeful that the southern half of England and the southern half of Wales should be staying drier, and that process probably continues through the weekend, but only until the early part of the week, by which time we need to watch this area of low pressure coming back in and bringing a more unsettled start to July. So it's this focus period, I've always said around the 3rd of July, that we need to look for turning very, very unsettled once again. It may not last for long, it may be a week or so, but it may be that it turns unsettled. And I'm still reasonably hopeful that we should see a dry spell of weather starting the middle of July sometime, although I can't firm up on dates just yet and decide how long that's going to last. It may be we get a 10-day dry spell somewhere from that middle part of July. So lots of information there for you, which I hope has been useful. Just to reiterate, it's winds and rain that we've got to watch out for during the course of this weekend. Take care if you're sailing, particularly because I don't want you to be caught out by those gales in the south, and also just be aware of that heavy rainfall that could occur across northern parts of England, across Northern Ireland and southwest Scotland too. So thank you again for watching. Don't forget to tell your friends about what we're doing here, get them to view the video, come across to the site as well. And as I said, the site's kept free of charge by you coming back and visiting regularly. That means we can display more adverts to you, and that means that we generate revenue, which keeps it all free of charge, and everybody's happy. Right, I'm going to go and blow my nose because this hay fever is really starting to annoy me. Whatever you're doing, keep the sun shining. Bye for now.